Hey everyone, I'm happy to be here again today, and today we'll be looking at one of the practical series that was started last week. Uh, so the practical series today, we're going to be looking at a book review. So once every month or once every 4 weeks, we're going to dedicate one of the practical series to looking at one of the books a little bit in depth. Kind of like a book club. Most of what things I talk about are things that we've learned from books. And there's a powerful statistics that an average CEO who earns at least 319 times an average worker reads about 60 books every year. 60. However, an average, this is statistics from the United States, an average worker reads just about one book or less than one book in a whole year. And no surprise that an average CEO of the top companies earn about 300 times more than an average worker. So, fine, maybe not causality, but there's definitely some strong association there. So reading is very important, and I want to use this channel as much as possible to encourage and inspire a lot of people to read and develop the reading culture. And so the one way we'll be doing this is at least every single week. I've started a book club which I announce on Facebook regularly, and I'm also going to announce it here some, is that I want us to read one book together every week. It's okay if you miss a few weeks, or if a particular book doesn't resonate with you, you could choose your own book that resonates better with you. But every single week, I encourage you to, at least that will bring you to 52 books at the end of the year. That's, closer to what a CEO does. And we are all CEOs in our own respect. You might not own a business or a big company, but you own your life. And you owe it to yourself to be the best version of yourself, to succeed big, and to be the best that you are designed to be. And that is the heart behind this. So the why behind this book club is to inspire as many as possible, perhaps millions all over the world, to read one book every single week so we can be the best version of ourselves. So the book today that we'll be reviewing is The 10 Times Rule. I'm trying to see if we could review 2 books each time we do this, but I'm still also trying to keep this under 18 minutes for attention span purposes. So we'll see how it goes. If we're able just to review one book, that's fine. In another 4 weeks, we'll do it again and we'll review another book and we'll keep it going like that. The whole idea is to inspire you and to help you to take steps. And it could be baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps could mean maybe you were reading just one book a year in the past, and this year a baby step could be 2 books. A baby step could be 4 books. A baby step could be 1 book every month. So if 1 book every week is too much, so I want to be sensitive to that. Jumping from no book a year to 52 books a year might just be too much drastic change for somebody. But of course, it's doable if you really want to do it. But, I leave that to you to make a decision of what you think is feasible based on your schedule, based on everything you have to do. And like I always encourage us, it is a practical class, so I want to be as practical as possible. I really don't sit down and pick this book and read it page to page. I listen to it on Audible. I'm not advertising for Audible, but I think it's a very wonderful app. So when I'm driving to work, I'm listening. When I'm driving back home, I'm listening. When I'm working in my office, especially at home, I'm listening. As I'm working, I'm listening. So I hardly have a time when I'm not listening to something, except if maybe I'm in a meeting or maybe talking to a patient. That's a different situation. But overall, I try my best to always make sure that I'm listening at home. If outside of that, I'm whether listening to music, listening to books, listening to a sermon. I listen to YouTube sermons of have 7 ministers I listen to regularly, one after the other. When I complete the cycle, I start again. So I want to encourage you. If it's just 1 book a month, you can start fine. If it's even just 2 books a year, you can start with fine. But start somewhere. By all means, keep moving. I remember that wise saying that says, if you cannot, run, you can walk. If you cannot walk, you can crawl. By all means, keep moving. So I want to stimulate you to keep moving, even as we do book reading, whatever number you can start with, but let it not be that you watch this video and you are not moving in the direction of making sure you read, increase the number of books you read, except you're already maybe doing 60 every year. You can stay there, or 52 every year. I think that's fair. But if you are like one book or no book every year before now, you need to take massive action. So the book, again, is 10 Times Rule by Grant Cardone. And we'll be using the MAPLAMP principle, MAPLAMP, just to try and understand the book a little bit. And typically, we start with meaning making. This might be slightly different from what I do in other teachings, but would try our best to make the meaning making fit into what the book says. Based on the book today, the meaning making for today will be defining your purpose and using the story of a successful person, although we're going to use that for all the seven principles today. So using the story of a successful person to inspire us, to want to be successful. And the example we're going to give is success requires setting bigger than life goals. That's the meaning making part. So you've got to set goals that are really big, 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 big. Don't settle for anything that is less. Set big goals. And one of the things this book said is don't just, set goals that are realistic alone. Set big goals that are very big. And it's better to set it extremely high and not reach it, but at least you reach some level closer, to it. Like there's a saying that you should reach out for the sky. If you don't get to the sky, you land among the stars. So set very, very big goals. And the example of someone we're going to use, Elon Musk, currently the richest man in the world, according to statistics, if things have not changed over the night. And one of the big goals he set was to revolutionize, for example, go to the Mars, to revolutionize things like that. And, he set other big goals also to build successful aerospace company. So we need to set very, very big goals. Go to Mars, revolutionize traveling, to space travel, reusable rockets. Those are very, very big things. So don't set small goals for your life. Find one thing I want to also believe and respect is everybody's unique and everybody's calling is different. You might not be an Elon Musk. You might not be called to go to space. But there's something you are called to do on which you can set a very big goals. And your very big goals might look like nothing else to somebody else because everybody is different. And I want us to consider at this point that there's a Bible verse that talks also making meaning. It talks about God gave somebody 10, somebody 5, somebody 1, and that they should all go and work with it. The person who had 5 made 5 more, making 10. The person who had 2 made 2 more, making 4. The person who had 1 hid his own. So it doesn't matter what you have, don't hide it. Set a big goal on that small thing that you are doing. And, I'll give a personal example here. I set big goals on every single thing that I'm doing right now. I've shared how I've set goals since I finished medical school, when I want to finish my PhD, when I want to finish my master, when I want to become a professor. And all of that is lined up until, when I'm 90 or years or above, as God gives me strength. So set very big goals for yourself. Don't set some small goals. So that's one big lesson from this book. So that's number one, meaning making. We use the story of Elon Musk. We use also a Bible verse that says everybody has, no matter what, you have something that you can set big goals on. So we are now moving to massive action. And I actually got the word massive action from his book. Ideally, I just say action, but I don't just say action, I say massive action. And I'm going to use the author of the book as the example here for massive action. He gave an example of a time when he wasn't, succeeding so well in what he was doing. He said he had to do 10 times calls. So if ordinarily was doing 10 calls to get business daily, he increased it by 10. That's like 100 calls. So, and he said everything changed after he did 10 times rule, 10 times action. So what action are you taking that is not producing enough results right now? So long you're 100% sure it's an action that has the potential to produce results, increase it 10 times. 10 times. If you are a student, do 10 times study. Not necessarily in hours, but maybe in quality or in whatever you have to do. If you're a businessman that you have to get businesses, you might need to maybe make 10 times calls. If you're making 5 calls a day and it's not working, then make 50 calls a day. So 10 times action, taking massive is the only way to succeed. No excuses. So I want to encourage you to take massive action in every single thing that you do. You know, I've shared in some of my videos how I had to like double up on my efforts when I was preparing for step-on exams or even the pride exams, just because I primarily, most of my examples have to do with exams because most of my life I've been in school. So, you know, I'm sure people are not tired of hearing that. But of course, I have other areas of life where I try to take massive action too, but that's just the one that comes strictly easily to the surface for me because I'm currently studying and I'm currently a resident. So I want to encourage you, whatever you're doing, if you're a businessman, you make 10 calls, it's not working, change it to 100 calls. That was what he did in the book, and everything changed after I did that. So take massive actions, change something around. So number 3 is planning. Map lamp. P is planning, plan huge, strategic execution. So you have to plan big in whatever you are doing and make it big enough to keep you on your toes every single day. And the example I'm going to give you is Jeff Bezos of Amazon and Amazon. You know, he didn't just build Amazon just to create like a place to sell books alone. He wanted to own the business of selling generally. So he said he wants to build the world's largest commerce platform, which I believe he has achieved already. The world's largest commerce platform. So you have to have a plan. This is where you are. This is where I'm going. How am I going to get there? There has to be a strategic plan for you to get there. One of the things I've done in my life is when I published my first scientific paper. Currently, I'm on number 66. I published my first scientific paper January 2009. Of course, I've changed these goals many times. I've planned many times, but currently I'm on 4 publications every year average. So if you count 2009 till today, multiply by 4, I'm supposed to currently be on 64 and I'm on 65, 66 already. 66th one has just been published. So have a plan, but there has to be a plan. How do I achieve this? When I started residency, I realized I'm out of the scientific community in quotes and I'm extremely busy. I had to make a plan. Meeting every week with a colleague of mine, which also fits into Alliance. 1 hour to discuss data, to download data, to analyze data, to discuss publication. So all of this, in addition to all the other efforts I was doing prior to this, makes it easy for me to achieve that goal. Currently, I'm on number 66, comfortably 4 every year. So plan, have a plan. So map lamp principle using the book 10 times rule again. We are now on L, which is learning from failure and adjusting aggressively. So when you fail, learn from it and adjust aggressively. And we just talked not long ago about Thomas Edison that had to fail 10,000 times while trying to make the light bulb. But he said, I did not fail 10,000 times. I only discovered 10,000 ways that will not work. So he learned from it and he moved forward. So you must learn from failures and pivot very quickly. Learn, pivot, change quickly. Learn and make sure we are learning and we are changing, making the necessary changes that you need to make in every area of your life. So I want to encourage you, whatever area of failure, you have to learn from it. And in addition, not only failure, even if you have not failed specifically, also part of learning is what we are doing right now, reading 1 book every week, joining us to do that in a book club. And even if you can do up to that, whatever number you can do that is comfortable right now, take that positive step. So in terms of A, which is Alliance and the map lamp, one thing we learned from the book, The 10 Times Rule about Alliance, is forming strategic relationships. And in the book 10 Times Rule, he gave a specific example, which was with Jobs Apples in 1997 and 2007. 1997, they formed a strategic alliance with Microsoft, Apple and Microsoft. And then in 2007, a strategic alliance was formed with Apple and AT&T. And these alliances, strategic partnerships, helped the company to boost productivity, increase sales, and achieve their long-term, big-term goals and big-term missions. So how does this apply to you as a person? You've got to review your current relationship. There's a saying that you are the sum total, sum average of the 5 people that are closest to you. So on a personal level, you've got to like evaluate your relationships from time to time. Who are you closest to? Who are the people that speak into your life? You are the average of the closest 5 people. So you've got to be selective with people that to allow into your very inner circle, and make sure that you work with people that are moving towards the goal or the dream that you have or the mission that you have on a very personal level. So alliance for mission is very important. His mission statement. And one example from the book, The 10 Times Rule, that I pulled out for mission statement is Tesla, which is to help the world transition to sustainable energy. This is a worldwide mission, and it's a mission that helps the company to put the company on track to keep developing new innovations that would move the world closer to sustainable energy. How does this mission statement apply to you? You've got to have a big mission statement that is going to keep you on your toes every day. This can change from time to time. There can be a global one for everything, and then you could break it down into little goals for other specific areas of your life. So what is your mission statement? As an organization, Adapt and Advance, and as a family, it's our mission statement is to help everyone to be the best version of themselves. And how do we do this? By increasing from one level of success and value to a greater level of success and value daily. We put daily in there just to emphasize the fact that we expect that you will keep moving from one level to another level. So wherever you are today is not the end of where you are supposed to be. Wherever you are today, you can improve, you can increase it, you can get better. So I want to encourage you to have your clear mission statement, and then make sure that you have a sense of moving from one level of success and value to a greater level of success and value. And the third part of the mission statement for all of us is to contribute positively to the life of those that are on our path daily. So 3 parts to be the best version of yourself. First part. The second part is to increase in success and value on a daily basis. And the third part is to contribute positively to everyone that is on our path. Our family member, our friends, our colleagues, our co-workers, whoever it is, that we keep, that God has placed on our path, we're a blessing to them. So have a mission statement personally. If you don't have one specifically, you can just copy the one I just said and keep using it. And I believe as we continue to focus on the mission statement, every one of us continue to grow higher and higher and better and better. Last one is prayer. Believe, pray for what you want. Say it out clearly what you want. Pray your mission statement. Pray your goals. Pray your desires. If you're a Christian like me, pray with God's word. Whatever you believe God is speaking to you, pray with it. So that's the summary of the book, The 10 Times Rule, that we have read today, using the map lamp framework to pull out a few things from it here and there. I believe this has been a blessing to you. For those who were able to read, thank you. If you've not able to read, at least you can pick out the principles and use them. I would look forward to the next book review, which will be in a couple of weeks. Remember to like this video, share it widely to those that will benefit from it, and put in the comments if you've been able to use any of these principles, or you're able to read the book, whatever experience you have, or there might be something that resonates well with you that you think other people might benefit from. Thank you so much, and see you again in a little bit. Bye.